Hello world, welcome to Anesian. For many of us, the motivation to play Wordle, along with the fun element, is to maintain the streak. But what to do if you lose the streak? So today we will discuss on how you can regain low stats and streak on Wordle. The method we are discussing here is applicable for users who haven't signed into Wordle website. For those who have signed into NYT, the stats are stored in the NYT servers, which we do not have any way to modify. Let us first discuss different ways in which you can actually lose Wordle stats. Most common scenario is when you encounter an issue with your browser and you are forced to perform a reset. When you do the reset, all the data stored in your browser, including Wordle stats, are lost. Another scenario is where you have to use a different browser to play Wordle, or you had to change your phone or device. So, how can you regain the lost stats? To recover the exact stats you had, it would be ideal if you have a screenshot of your stats. Else, you will have to jog your memory to remember the stats. It would be beneficial if you at least remember the current streak and the maximum streak. Let me show you my Wordle stats, which is reset now because I am using a new browser. In my case, it is Opera browser. As you see, my Wordle stats are all zeros. Now, we want to get my original Wordle stats back. How can I do it? Let us open Wordle Stats Generator tool on Anesian website. In this article, you can see more details on how the stats work and all. I'm not covering them in this video. Let me directly take you to the Wordle Stats Generator tool. The first parameter you need to fill in is the current streak. Current streak represents the number of times you have played the game continuously without any break and always winning. Let me refer to a screenshot of my previous stats. Actually, this is not my stats. I don't play Wordle regularly. I just took this out of Reddit. In the description, you can find the amazing person who has done such a good work with Wordle. So from my screenshot, you can see that the current streak is 200. Oh, wait. From this screenshot, we know that the person has already played today's Wordle and he finished that in the fifth try. Once we apply the generator stats to Wordle, today's progress will be lost. So we have to play today's Wordle again. Based on that assumption, our current streak will be 199. So I'm just entering current streak as 199. Let me just keep this onto the side so we can see the stats and this thing together. So next step is to enter the maximum streak. Since we have already played today's game, this will also become 199. If we hadn't played it, then it would have been 200 itself. So I'm entering 199 here. Next, we have to enter the guess distribution. Guess distribution is nothing but the stats of how many times you have completed the game after a particular number of guesses. This tool actually accepts 7 comma separated values. The first one represents the number of times you have won the game in the first guess. I'm sure that this will be a low number. The user from which I took this screenshot completed one game in the first guess. So the first number will be 1. The second number represents the number of times you have won in the second attempt. In this case, it is 14. I'm entering it as the second number. This guy is really amazing. Let me fill in the other numbers, which are 62, 68, and 44. Oh, sorry, it shouldn't be 44. Remember, we have already played today's game. So the number should be 43 because this guy completed today's Wordle in the fifth try. So we are reducing one number from this 44 that is represented here. Now, the number of times he finished on the last guess, which is 11 times. So he almost lost 11 times. The last number represents the number of times you failed to complete the game. Our amazing guy has never failed, so we enter 0 here. This graph actually gives you a visual representation of the guess distribution that we entered, which will actually look similar to the actual Wordle graph. Based on the numbers we entered, the tool auto-calculates few fields. Games played, which would be the sum of the guess distribution values you entered. Games won, which would be the sum of the first six numbers you entered in the guess distribution field. Win percentage and average guesses, I hope they are self-explanatory. Please ensure that these values are correct based on the current streak and maximum streak because you can always write a number really high on the current streak and maximum streak and the games played can be lesser than that. So make sure that you are entering the right stats. Now let's click on the generate Wordle stats button. So I'm clicking on that. On clicking the button, the tool has generated two sets of codes. One is the address bar code and the other is the console code. Console code is for advanced users, which is basically the code that you execute from the console window of your browser. How this method is very difficult to execute on mobile devices. So let's focus on the address bar code, which is easy to execute on both desktop and mobile devices. Let us copy the address bar code by clicking on the small button here. Now that we have copied the code, let's go to Wordle website. So I'm on Wordle. Let's see the current status again. See all zeros. While remaining on the Wordle website, let us click on the address bar and paste the generated code that we copied. So I copied and pasted the code. When we paste the code, notice how the browser removed the prefix JavaScript. This is a security feature of browsers to ensure that you are not executing any unwanted scripts. So let us go to the start of the address bar and prefix it with JavaScript and a colon. So I'm entering JavaScript and a colon. Now we have the code in the address bar. The next step is to press enter. Once you press enter, the code will actually set the stats on Wordle and the Wordle will refresh. Let us check the stats now, the moment of truth. Hey, our stats are back, but the stats still don't look like the status we referred, right? That is because we haven't played today's game. So once we play it, we can make this 44 and these numbers can become 200. So we have to complete that within the fifth try. Anyway, let's give it a try. So, well, I am not in a mood to work my brain much. Let's use the Wordle helper on an engine, the Wordle daily hints. So I'm clicking on that. Let's see the first hint. So I'm going to reveal the hint and the suggested starting word is agate. So let me go back to Wordle and enter the first word they said. It is a gate. I have got three correct letters, one in correct position. I have no idea what this is. I don't know what the next word should be. Let us try other hints. Next hint says that the word has one vowel. Yeah, we already know that there is an A in there. Third letter is a vowel that also we have got from the first word itself. Parts of speech is noun. Maybe it can help a native speaker, but not me. Let's see the other thing. Definition. The sharp, quick sound of vibrating tight string. For example, of a bow or a musical instrument. Hmm. Oh my God. I really don't know what this is. Um, I guess we can try some words on our own. Let's say, let me try graft. Oh, again, we did not make much progress. We eliminate our end of, but nothing else. Hmm. Let me try which. We got one more letter, W, but still I can't make any sense of it. Um, Let me try tower. Again, I don't think I can do this. I don't have any idea what this is. So let me, I mean, this is not something that I recommend, but let's see what this word is. Let me go to letter hints. One vowel is A. No, no, it doesn't help us. So I'm going to actually see what these letters are. The first letter is T. Let me see the second letter. It's W. So right now we have T W A. Twa. Twa. T W A. T W A. We have a G also. So maybe this is the fifth try. I have to make it right in this try to keep the stats. Let's see. Uh, I hope this is his word. So I'm going to enter twang. Yes, it's correct. So, yes, and we have the right stats also. Like the stats match our reference stats. So that's great, right? Hope you have found this video helpful. If so, please like and subscribe. Also share this video to your worldly fans. Thanks a lot.